My dad Sorry guys, I just saw a very random video of Buhari and it's sending me. But this issue that we're going to discuss is not a very funny issue. It's an age-old issue that has been troubling Nigeria and Ghana for a very long time. But let's go to how we got here. We got here because number one, our Ghanaian brother, Shatta Wale, on January 1, if I'm not wrong, took to his streets and went on a rant. Went and said Ghana supports Nigeria, but Nigeria doesn't support Ghana. He also went for that to say something like, Ghana is where Nigerian artists come through when they want to blow. Then it felt like everybody was silent, social media people were attacking him, but nobody wanted to talk. A few hours later, Stonebwoy, who is a little more sensible. Shatta is known for being brash. Not stupid, it's just very brash. Stonebwoy came and delivered a more methodical perspective on the entire thing. And what happened was he reinforced the overall gist of what Shatta Wale said. But the problem is it reinforces. We will get to the issue of Ghana later, but it's just another step in the anti-Nigerian sentiment that's been running across Africa over the past 2, 3, 4 years, maybe even 15 for a long time. It just feels like our African brothers have a fundamental problem with Nigeria that nobody can fix, or that nobody can fix right now. For example, let's go back to recently, 2019, xenophobic attack in South Africa. Uganda in 2019 December. Before we get to Uganda, let's go to Cameroon earlier in 2021 when they wanted Nigerian music to be banned, led by Pancho C.Y International, right? Later in 2020, in 2020 December, Omah Lay and Tems were arrested in Ghana. Problems, yeah, right? In Uganda for performing as if at the time the Uganda government was not wrong to punish them, but it felt like they were being scapegoated. Then a little further down, we are looking at Ghana again. This is not the first time Nigeria and Ghana will be fighting, which brings me to my point about Ghana. Nigeria and Ghana have been at loggerheads for the longest time. We are brothers and we are close in a lot of things. We are close culturally, we are close in terms of certain tribes, we are close in terms of certain names. For example, you see an Essien here in Calabar and Cameroon and in Calabar and Akwa Ibom, you see an Essien from Ghana. Like some of these things, a lot of similarities in our meals, in the way we like to eat food, in some of our sentiments, some of our values, and even the phonetic structure of some of our dialects. Like there are similarities there. But culture in terms of like pop culture, where the problem started, not where the problem started, but one of the biggest fight points that we fight on is that Nigeria seems to always start from Ghana and Nigeria seems to always get bigger at it. The first point that we'll go to was Fela. Fela came back from the US or from the UK, started making music. He was making jazz, but he realized that it wasn't going to work. I will leave the facts of that to Bankuli, and I show you how to give you that respect documentaries come out. But the point is, Fela then merged high life with elements of jazz and elements of Nigerian folk music and became Afrobeats. Ghanaians didn't like that because they didn't like the fact that Fela got bigger and then took the praise from them, even though he went to Ghana to get inspired. But the number one problem I have with that is, art will always inspire art. If art can inspire art, art has failed. So why in the world would you not want somebody to be inspired by you? Now it brings a little further forward. In 2020, we did a Factory episode where we broke down the elements through which Ghana has inspired Nigerian music. A lot of people didn't understand why we're doing it, but it felt like Ghana thinks Nigeria doesn't give it credit. But that is not the case. I mean, a lot of Nigerians don't, because a lot of Nigerians are ignorant. Let's not even go there, it's a fact. A lot of Nigerians are ignorant. Number one, they don't want to think that Ghana inspired them in any way because there's a superiority and an elitism to them. And then number two, they don't even know that Ghana has inspired Nigeria and the era through which has inspired Nigeria. I wouldn't want to go into the details of that. I think anybody that wants to learn more about that should just go watch on YouTube. I think the title of the episode is something along the lines of how has Ghana inspired Nigerian music. 5 eras, bro, 5 eras. And another argument that a lot of Ghanaians have been making is that throughout this time that Ghana inspired Nigeria, that Nigeria has been borrowing from people in terms of sound, and Nigeria is borrowing from people in terms of dance. That's not a lie. But the thing is, two things. One, again, art must inspire art. Culture must inspire culture. If art doesn't inspire art, art has failed. If culture doesn't inspire culture, culture has failed, right? But it seems like that's one. Number two, it feels like it's not the fact that Nigeria keeps borrowing from everybody that's making everybody mad. It's the fact that Nigeria borrows it and Nigeria gets bigger at doing it and they don't like that. That's what it feels like they're mad at. And then when they try to do things that are like Nigeria, maybe feature a Nigerian artist or try to deliver music in the lamba, quote unquote, that is like Nigeria's, it doesn't work as much. It doesn't work out as much for them. But what our Ghanaian brothers are failing to understand is that the key problem that they're failing to understand is this is just the era of Nigeria. Ghana had its era where it was like out of here. Like at some point, Azonto was the biggest thing at some point in this continent. At some point, both the sound and the dance, the biggest thing. I'm not sure I would be wrong if I would say that at that time, early 2010s, Azonto was the face of quote unquote Afrobeats, even though the band also had Oliver Twist at the time. That sound was bigger than anything out of Africa in terms of cultural impact and what it made people do. You dey do me why yo and Sakudin. Like those moments were incredible in the journey of Afrobeat. The problem is that Nigerians never really go away. Even though Ghana was having its moments at the time, and maybe R2Bs in the late 2000s, and maybe VIP earlier than that, VIP like Samini and maybe Obrafo, they had their moments in these moments. Nigerians just were there. You just have to carry him or the bands and Two-Face or Wizkid and Olamide and Burna Boy and Davido. Like Nigerians just never really go away. When Azonto was popping, there was also the band having its moments. There was Ice Prince winning this. There was even when Stonebwoy won Best International at the BET Awards. The next year, I think it was Wizkid. When Sarkodie won its own, Ice Prince won his own as well. So it feels like Nigeria just never really goes away when these people are making things. And when Nigeria is blowing, it feels like it's only Nigeria, and that's what makes everybody mad. But why is Nigeria so big at this thing that everybody needs to, that everybody doesn't understand? At some point, I need people to understand one simple fact is that Nigerian music wasn't always the biggest in Nigeria. Let's get that for a fact. In the 90s, hip hop and R&B, American hip hop and R&B was possibly the biggest in Nigeria. If it's a fact, it was the biggest in Nigeria. And by the late 90s to the early 2000s, early 2000s, the biggest in Nigeria was Awilo Longomba, Magic System, Kofi Olomide, Francophone Makossa were huge in Nigeria. They were huge. And I've said this several times on Facts Only that I had a conversation, a very important conversation, two important conversations, one with Bankuli, another one with Tijo, the OG Tijo distribution, and then I had another conversation with Adaegi. The one with Adaegi was very important because Adaegi said something important, that when he started making music, Alaba International was so pivotal in helping Nigerian music, shape Nigerian music and making it digestible, acceptable to Nigerians. What they would do was very simple. They would send representatives into studios, and those studios would then, would tell people that, okay, put Nigerian elements into this thing. Put Nigerian elements into this because it's going to make it acceptable. It helped hip hop become more digestible, made it easier to be digestible. And and when you look at trajectory of Nigerian music, it was around the mid 2000s that we found our pop sound. We have covered that significantly on this episode. That's what we are talking about here. When we found our pop sound, that was when everything changed. But even with that, you still had people like Cabo Snoop, Fally Ipupa have their run. You still had like Ghana had like its 5 runs. So it's the problem here is not that, number one, Nigeria doesn't support this, because over time, several times over the years, the NBC had to promulgate a law that specified a certain percentage of Nigerian music that must be played on Nigerian radio, which made Nigerians, even though we found our pop sound, and our own sound became cooler to us, that law also helped Nigerian music to be digestible. South Africa did it a while back with foreign records. They prioritized their own music, but still, Nigerian music is still big there. But people are going to say, but the thing you also have to understand is what's the status of Nigeria. The status of Nigeria is very simple. Nigeria has a lot of population, but it's not down to that as well. There's a reputation for excellence, and there's this cultural thing about Nigeria. You can go through history and analyze it, whatever. You understand that Nigeria has always been, culturally, has always been like the America of Africa. When you break it down, when things get to Nigeria, they just get bigger. It's just what it is, especially since 99. Since 99, it's even got, Nigeria's influence has gotten bigger. it's not down to population alone, but you're looking at the churn rate of the music. You're looking at how the coolness of Nigeria's Nigerian artists, Nigerian pop culture, the coolness of it, and how these things became a face for like Africans, something for Africans to aspire to. Look at what happened to Amapiano after Nigerians jumped on it. Look at what happened to Azonto after Nigeria jumped on it. It's not a thing to hate, it's a thing to understand. Why is it this way? And if you understand it and you think that you can't be replicated, then you accept it and try to take advantage of it. It's like America, for example, guys. Why are we hating each other? It's like America. To be a successful crossover artist in America now and get a billboard hit, it is tough. Even for Canadians, it is very tough. Look at the history of Canadians that are blown in America. They are probably, most of them are 99% of them are signed to foreign labels, to major labels who put a hell of a lot of muscle behind them. And these guys were making unique music that Americans could digest and appreciate. That's something you have to understand. So it's not something to hate, guys. You can't hate it. Why are you hating something that you should understand and try to find a way around? One of the most intelligent people that anybody needs to speak to on this issue is Sarkodie. People need to have a conversation with Sarkodie. I'm not saying Nigeria is not wrong. No. But the thing is, the way Nigeria is, guys, Nigeria has a lot of population, an incredible churn rate of music, excellence, inbred excellence on the home front. So it's going to be hard for anybody to make a record, even though it is fantastic, to make an impact here without having some form of strategy behind it. Why is this so hard? It's like you want to break in the UK, US. You think because you're a superstar in the UK or you're a superstar in Europe, you're going to blow in the US. No, you are not going to blow. You have to have a lot of marketing budget. You can't be lazy about it. You're super. You think that because Nigeria, that's another problem with this conversation, ego and jealousy. You think Nigerian artists, they just make the music and it just blows up. It blows up in other countries. But there's a history to this thing. There's a dated history to this conversation that we're trying to have. And the conversation is very simple. There was a time when Burna Boy went to South Africa and everybody thought it was South African, doing features for fun. The South African fan base grew from there. There was a time that Davido was going across Africa. First was South Africa, then it became Tanzania, then it became Ghana, then it became Francophone Africa. His fan base was going from there. And then these guys have a reputation for making fantastic music, a reputation for excellence. And then Nigeria is also very desirable. So guys, if these guys are then being more visible because label is putting money behind them because they think they're marketable and they can make labels can make profit for them because they think they are brand worthy, then guys, the music is going to get bigger. It's not something to hate. Why is this so hard? It's not very hard. And this argument that Nigerian foreign records are not blowing in Nigeria, it's a lie. I gave a history of records blowing up in Nigeria, different points of Nigeria in Nigerian history, where Nigerian records were not even the biggest in Nigeria. In recent times, guys, 2020 alone, we had Focalistic K-Star remix with Davido. We had Champion Sound, Focalistic and Davido. We had Jabba Buluku Boys. We had Jackie, both the original and the remix. Now, Jackie is Ghanaian, guys. Forever was a social media sensation, was a digital hit. By the time Omah Lay jumped on it, yes, it made it bigger. But my guys, the record was already had the presence in Nigeria. Let's go to Yaba Buluku, which is the biggest thing about this. These guys are unknown boys from Mozambique, signed to Joburg Records. Shout out to George Becky, by the way. These guys went out, they made a great record. George Becky saw it and thought, wow, the only way to blow this record to the rest of the continent is to show Nigeria. So he hatched an entire strategy, came to Nigeria, did a fantastic marketing plan, and the record started catching fire. By the time Burna Boy jumped on the record, yes, it's made it go nuclear, but the record already had a presence here, make no mistake. You can read about my chat with George Becky. You can go on pause and read that square I wrote there. His quotes are there about what he said about Nigeria. You can read it there. It's there. About why he thought it's important to crystallize the record to the rest of Africa via Nigeria. And guess what? It worked. By the end of 2021, on Apple Music, those boys had 5.3 million listeners from Nigeria. That was their biggest market. Their second biggest market was 1.7 million listeners in the US. So how can you then say Nigerians are not listening? Nigerians, it makes no sense. You guys live on the assumption that you are superstars. Let me tell you something. If any of you guys do a collaboration with Davido, if Davido posts that record 72 million times, That it doesn't mean that record is going to catch fire. Do you know the amount of features that they do and these superstars do and don't really do anything? If the record for number one, it has to be fantastic. It has to be unique and it has to be marketed properly with a fantastic strategy. And this idea that you always want to work with. I know for a fact that the Nigerian superstars, especially the big three, they are not as accessible to the Nigerian brothers anymore as they used to be. I know that's a matter of fact. And that can be painful, especially when you guys used to be buddies and all that, so you don't like that or not. But guys, as people ascend in life, they change friends. That's number one. Number two, Nigerian artists don't really give a about anybody. Don't take it personal. It's not about you. Nigerian artists are coming to their own shows at 2 a.m., 1 a.m. Shows that was scheduled for 9. Where we have COVID protocols. So it's not about you. Why are you taking it personal? I don't understand. Guys, strategy. Think outside the box. Your superstardom in Ghana doesn't mean anything when it comes to Nigeria. And stop thinking that xenophobia is the only reason why your superstardom doesn't matter. Nigerian music has a history of excellence. That's why it's desirable to the rest of the world. Your music is not as desirable. Okay, if it's not blowing Nigeria, why is it not blowing the rest of Africa then? So you know that means a part of you accepts that if it blows in Nigeria, it's going to blow in the rest of Africa. Then why not put in the work to make it blow here? It's not hard. Guys, come on. And the most annoying part of this is Shatta Wale and Burna Boy. Shatta Wale and Burna Boy, you guys are come on. You guys are two of the biggest superstars in Africa right now. Forget the hierarchy, forget the level of popularity and superstardom and the amount of money. You guys are two of the biggest stars. Two of you guys featured on Beyonce's Lion King The Gift album. Delivered fantastic performances. Even though a lot of Nigerians, including me, believe that already was the best song on that album. Best performance by an African artist. Two of you are set to make a hell of a lot of money between now and the time and till the end of your careers or till the day you die. You guys are so influential. You guys inspire a horde of people. You guys have a hell of a lot of social media followers. You guys, most importantly, are about that life. The two of you are about that life. It shows that you've had beef for a long time before now. But guys, why are you settling it on the back of this sensitive issue? It makes no sense. And guys, the face of the world is on us right now. We need to act right. One. Number two, guys. Number two, which is very important. We are fighting way too much things on every front. We are fighting capitalism. We are fighting white America. I saw some person, very, very person, come on my Twitter and say, "Oh, don't talk about capitalism." When you are tweeting on Steve Jobs, you are tweeting on Jack Dorsey's Twitter. This is the problem with people. You have. I don't even want to go into that. If you can't understand why it's a problem, then you need to go back to school to tell your parents that they have wasted money. Now, let's keep going forward on this particular issue. We are fighting way too much things on multiple fronts. You guys have reputations to protect, and you are making jokes about it. Like, it shows that it was much single. It probably none of that is true. But because you wanted to stain each other's whites, you were making allegations about it because you wanted to score one. How can you guys be? You guys know that there's every chance that this thing could escalate. You know. And you have, what is this macho thing that you guys always feel to need to prove to everybody? What is this thing about fighting? Like, guys, you are making too much money. Why are you worried about fighting? Too much money. Why? Waiting at the fight on top. Why are you fighting? You guys, if anybody, trust me, I'm from that life. If anybody tries to block your money, tries to hurt you or hurt your family members, then by all means do what you have to do. But not on this matter, especially when this thing can be settled with a simple dialogue. You guys, if you guys die today, the two of you, if this thing escalates and you guys die today, who is going to lose? You yourselves have lost your lives. Nobody benefits from that. You guys seem to think that your skin is made of gold, of steel and iron. You are made of human flesh. Bullet and sharp objects will penetrate it, and you will someone punches you. You are going to people will cry over you, and your spirit is going to and so will your destiny. Why are you trying to fight? Your continent loses. Afrobeat loses. You guys keep carrying Africa, you're an African. When it comes time to actually prove that you care about the Africa, you are not doing anything. You are fighting each other. Instead of you to sit down, the two of you can lead this conversation and lead to a solution. But you are fighting. You want to fight, you want to pull up. Okay, I don't even have a problem with pulling up and getting into a boxing match. No problem. Get into a boxing match, guys. Televised in the public place. But the problem is that the aftermath of this thing could escalate. Guys, come on. There are better ways to handle these issues. There are better things to do with our time. There are better things for us to sit down and handle other than for us to be picking dates. Why this thing that is so hot? You guys know your respective reputation in your respective home countries. Why is Burna Boy have to pull up in Ghana at this sensitive time? Why? If someone pops you, you are going, bro. You are going to. If the same thing with Shatta Wale, you are saying you are going to pull up in Nigeria, you are going to show it. Bro, why do you want to take another person's life, bro, and jeopardize yours? There is no reason. You guys are just a pain in the behind sometimes. It's like nobody else is thinking. The people that really should be thinking are not thinking. Just fighting. May God help us. And that's fact for me.